Good morning, good morning. Gee, it's great to start your day with coffee with Karma today. Have you ever thought about how music can inspire your work and help you actually accomplish your work as an author? My name is Karma Spence, and I help entrepreneurs write a client attracting book in 90 days or less. And research suggests that, maybe Shakespeare, I think it was Shakespeare. Shakespeare was right that music hath charms to soothe the savage breast. Well, it hath charms to do a lot of other things too. There was a there was research done by Spotify that showed if you had listened to upbeat music, I think it was 50 to 80 beats per minute, it actually lifted up your energy so that you could get more accomplished. There's research that shows that music can make you happy. I know that after the attack of 2015, 14, no, 2014, um, I listened to nothing but happy songs for probably a year. And it really helped me get out of the dark place that I had found myself in. And there's also research that shows that listening to music can increase what's called divergent thinking. And that is one of the key ways of thinking when you're more creative. So, listening to music can help you be more creative. But I've got another idea for you today as well. What if you use the different styles of music to inspire the style of your writing? So, for example, classical music has depth and drama. Perhaps you could bring some of that into your work. I remember one time, I think it was in the 8th grade, we had an experiment where we were supposed to listen to a symphony and then write about our experience of listening to the symphony. I don't remember what the symphony was. My father had all sorts of classical music, so I asked him, "Well, what symphony should I listen to?" And he gave me one to listen to, and I listened to it, and I just let the music flow over me, and I remember all these images. It was like, I don't know if the symphony was supposed to inspire these particular images, but it inspired in me this image of soldiers riding out into a battle on horses. And it was just the music. There was something about the music that inspired that, and there's music that just draws you, like, I think the opening theme to Game of Thrones is just amazing. I could just sit there and listen to it over and over again. And I've actually on YouTube, I found some people doing covers. There's a woman who does a cover on violin. That's just amazing. And listening to music can inspires things. And then what about jazz? Jazz is improvisational. So maybe if you listen to jazz, it would help inspire a more improvisational, in the moment sort of feel or vibe to your work. And then listening to pop music and rock music is much more upbeat, and maybe that will give you energy and style. In fact, actually, I've had some pop songs inspire short stories that I'm still working on because I never take time to write my fiction. But I love the song "Many Miles Away" by The Police. I It's on their album Synchronicity, and the more I listen to that song, I've, like, come up with this whole story about the main character in that song, and I've been sort of, like, working on, like he wins he's, like, in America, but he wins, like, a trip for his family to go to Scotland where they encounter the Loch Ness Monster or something like that. I haven't it's not fully fleshed out, but I've got notes. I've been taking notes, and I'll listen to the song, and I'll take more notes. And then I'm also there's another actually, there's 2 more. Another one is Dancing Machine by the Jackson 5. I think there's a story there about, like, a gynoid, 'cause she's not an android, she's a gynoid who is a dancing machine. Again, that one's not fully fleshed out either. And then there's a song by Cyndi Lauper. I think it's on her True Colors album. I can't remember the name. I think it's Somebody's Birds or something it's a very melancholy song about I believe it's about a woman who commits suicide. And the short story I'm writing kind of that's been inspired by that takes place on another planet and how this alien race it's actually inspired by that and a short story I read in an Isaac Asimov novel, Isaac Asimov magazine many years ago where, like, she's living on a foreign planet and, like, the aliens somehow seduce her into some sort of underground drug thing. I don't know. Again, not fully fleshed out, but it's like sometimes when I listen to music, it inspires stories, inspires something. And another thing I do, gosh, I think it was in the early 90s, chant came out. It's like the monks of something, de Silos or something, and they do Gregorian chants, and then later another band would pull those chants and add music to it, but I actually got the original chant, and it's nothing but Gregorian chants, and whenever I don't want complete silence because then I find that distracting, complete silence, but I don't want all the noise of cars and people and televisions and things like that to disturb me, so I'll play Gregorian chants. And I find it very relaxing. It's great to read too, and I've also written to it. So that's a couple of things you can do. You can use music as part of your getting ready to write routine, your ritual that gets you in the mood. You can use music to inspire your writing, and you can use music to help you keep that flow going while you're writing. So I hope that you found some value in this little tidbit of information. And if you are ready to write your client attracting book, drop an emoji or a comment below, and I'll send you a link to my quick start guide for writing your authority building short book. This is the end of today's Coffee with Karma, and I will see you next week. Ciao.